An increase for minimum wage is on the way.
Bahamians making minimum wage could see a salary increase once amendments to the Minimum Wage Act are approved. Parliamentarians began that debate in the House of Assembly today. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell gave his support to the bill, also addressing another matter. Cleopatra Murphy has more.
Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, broke into a rendition of Bob Marley's Redemption Song as debate began on the amendments to the Minimum Wage Act in the House of Assembly Wednesday that, if passed, would see the minimum wage rise to $210 per week. Mitchell says it is necessary to support what is happening and to oppose the attack on workers in the country. He indirectly addressed comments he made about Bahamar developer Sarkis Ismailian, who he suggested earlier this week should seek another country to live in after being overly critical of government and the criticism he has received from opposition members.
So it's not surprising that as soon as you attack some overlord in these days, some of his friends, servants, and agents will start singing their song with buzzwords like inappropriate and out of order and belligerent, and you shouldn't be saying it and you shouldn't behave like that.
Minister of Labor, the Honorable Shane Gibson, introduced the legislation that would take effect August 15th. Should the resolution pass, the Bahamas would rank among countries with the highest minimum wage in the region. Gibson says it is important to legislate minimum standards, pointing out that many employers would take advantage of employees without it. He says it is a hallmark of the PLP government to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves.
Many of those employees in Malaya will now be impacted by this minimum wage. Some of them, Mr. Speaker, would not have received an increase from the time they started working. Because the employer decided, listen here, all we paying you is this minimum wage, that's it. And then they manipulate the gratuity process, where they decide how to distribute the gratuity. And so they now control the gratuity and the wages.
Member of Parliament for South Beach, Cleola Hamilton, seconded the resolution, which she says will decrease reliance on social services, relieve financial stress, and raise the standard of living.
I, along with other trade union fighters, have been advocating for minimum wage increase for a number of years. I am happy this day has finally come.
Member of Parliament for Long Island, Loretta Butler Turner, credited the Free National Movement with introducing minimum wage in 2002, something she says for more than 25 years the PLP failed to do. Despite the pending wage increase, Butler Turner says unemployment remains a challenge, particularly with the jobs of thousands of Bahamians on the line, with Bahamar's future unresolved.
The critical task now before the country is to get Bahamar back on track and to respond to the mass unemployment in our country, including youth unemployment, which has become chronic.
Once the resolution is approved, the minimum wage would be $5.55 per hour, $42 per day, and $210 per week. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.